Hello everyone. Welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 799 named Champagne Tower. In this problem, we stack glasses in a pyramid way where the first row has one glass, second row has two glass, and so on till the 100th row. That means the 100th row has the 100 glass. Now, each glass holds 1 cup of champagne. Then some champagne is poured into the first glass at the top. Now, when the topmost glass is full, any excess liquid poured will fall equally to the glass immediately to the left and to the right of it. When those glasses become full, any excess champagne will fall equally to the left and the right of those glasses, and so on. A glass at the bottom row has its excess champagne fall onto the floor. Now, for example, after 1 cup of champagne is poured, the topmost glass is full. After 2 cups of champagne are poured, that means the 2 glasses on the second row are half full. That means if 2 units of champagne is fall here or is poured here, 1 unit of champagne will be filled in this first row, and the another unit will divide it into 2 parts. Then half unit will come here and another half unit will come here, and so on. Now we are given the corresponding row number and the corresponding glass of this specific row and the amount of the champagne we will pour into the first glasses. Now we have to tell what will be the present champagne amount in the jth class of the ith row. Now, I hope you understood the problem statement. Now let's move on to the algorithm and understand this problem statement in a deeper way. Now, to understand the algorithm, let's try to understand this figure. Suppose in this figure, in the first row, we have 1 glass. In the second row, we have 2 glass. And in the third row, we have 3 glass. Now, we will put some of the champagne from the top. Suppose the amount of champagne currently we have poured from the top is 6. So here, 6 unit of champagne comes into the first glass. Now, the capacity of the first glass is 1 unit. So, the remaining 5 unit of champagne will be divided into 2 parts and fall into the equal parts in the left and in the right. So here, in the right part, 2.5 unit amount of champagne will be moved, and in the left part, 2.5 unit of champagne will be moved. Now again, this glass will contain 1 unit of champagne, and this glass will contain 1 unit of champagne. So here, 1.5 unit of champagne extra remains in this glass or in both of the glasses. Now here, 0.75 unit of champagne will be poured into the left glass, and 0.75 unit of champagne will be poured into the right glass. Similarly, for this left glass, 0.75 unit of champagne will be poured into the both of the left and the right glass. So here, till now, 0.75 unit is less than 1, which is the less than the maximum capacity of a glass. So here, this glass will contain 0.75 unit of champagne. Similarly, this glass will contain 0.75 unit of champagne from the left glass and 0.75 unit of champagne from the right glass. So in total, it will contain 1.5 unit of glass champagne. Similarly, this glass will contain 0.75 unit of champagne. So now the basic observation is all of the glass which presented in the edges of this tree or in this champagne stack will take the extra champagne only from one glasses, because this glass will take extra champagne from these glasses only. This glass will take extra champagne from these glasses only, and so on. Similarly, this is true for the left side of glasses, where this glass will contain champagne only from this glass, and this glass will contains only champagne from this glass. Now, but all of the middle glasses will contain champagne from the left side and from the right side. Suppose if we have 4 units of champagne or 4 glasses of champagne here, then these 2 glasses will contain champagne from here, and this glass can contain champagne from here and from here. Now, the algorithm is pretty simple. We have to do simply this simulation. And in each iteration, we will take only 2 of the corresponding array. One is the previous and another is the current. So here, this problem can be solved exactly this simulation. Now, let's try to understand how can we implement this simulation into the code. Now, we are given one function named champagne tower. It has the initial amount of quantity of the champagne and the query row and the query class. Now, we have declared a previous row which has one element. It is the top element, and in the top element currently has all of the initial amount of champagne. Now, we will run a loop for the next row, and we will run a loop from 1 to query row plus 1. And each time we will declare a current row here. And initially, all of the entry of the current row will be 0. That means currently this row does not have any other champagne. This current row only have the champagne from the previous row. So we have to run a loop on the previous row, and we have to determine the extra amount of champagne currently we have for a corresponding glass. If the extra amount of champagne is greater than 0, that means we can move the extra amount of champagne equally into the current row ith position and I plus 1th positions. After that, completing this inner loop, we will simply assign the current row to the previous row variable. And finally, we have to return the minimum of 1 with the previous row and the corresponding query class index element. I hope you understood the code. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.